Hey folks, fresh off an amazing Talent Connect 2017 in Nashville. I had the good fortune of spending time with lots of amazing people, sat down with a couple experts in their field on some hot topics happening in talent acquisition. We're gonna hear from Kelly from Sutherland, and now Kelly is tackling chatbots, a very hot topic, and she's made progress faster and quicker than anyone I've seen. Check it out. I was super excited to talk to you, Kelly, about what you are doing in the area of automation in bots specifically. You introduced myself and others in this meeting we had to Tasha. So tell us who Tasha is and what does Tasha do?
Sure. So Tasha is our chatbot that we've designed internally at Sutherland.
Okay.
The idea is that there's a lot of friction in the hiring process. There's a lot of candidate frustration. We're trying to solve for a great candidate experience and efficiency at the same time. Tasha can help the candidate navigate that process, introduce them to things they haven't thought about, other jobs, information that they need to proceed in the process, and also pull them back in if they get lost in the process a bit.
Got it. And so why I was so excited to talk to you, you seem to be actually further along than many companies that I've heard that are trying to tackle these problems. So what gave you sort of the wherewithal to be like, now is the moment where we got to get serious about automating this, and you built this from scratch?
Yes.
And then building this bot from scratch?
So I think it was a step back as we came into the plan year last year to talk about our strategy, as we all do. And it was, let's look at the candidate journey. If we're going to put that first for us and finally make that a priority, and this was a new idea for us, let's lay that out and let's understand where we have defects and where we have issues in the candidate journey, and then let's design interventions for them. That's what I call them.
Okay.
And when we looked at it, we were significantly dragged down by drop-off rates from candidates.
So that would be an intervention?
Right.
Okay.
Information at certain points where we had gaps. Things that candidates don't know that they want to know as they move through a recruiting process. It might be the ATS platform, or it might be with a human person that's talking to them and they're just not getting the kind of information they want to progress.
Got it.
How do we solve for that? And as you look at that journey map, you understand what can machines do and what should they do and what humans should do and what shouldn't they do.
Yep.
And then for each of those defects, we sort of had little bombs in the candidate journey. What are we going to do to solve for that? And it became really obvious because we have to solve for scale as well, and have really large volume swings throughout the year that we could use a chatbot intelligently. And we started out calling it a digital Sherpa because we thought of it as a hand through the journey. Yes.
Cool.
Someone to sort of take you on their backs and get you to the top of the mountain, which is ultimately getting hired. And it's such a personal journey, and we lose that as candidates get frustrated. And so the idea is not just automation for automation's sake, but rather the right points of execution to really make that so easy for companies to have candidates do business with you. And we found from our feedback that we just weren't.
So in the past, if I was like, one too many fields to fill out, whatever, I'm out of there, I'm gone.
Right.
So now Tasha would pick up that signal somehow.
That's right.
Or she might even engage me prior to me even doing that.
That's right.
Okay, so if I seem frustrated, what happens?
I mean, you can program these bots however you like, but for us, at the beginning stages, it was reach back out and ask how they want to be communicated with and what they want to know at that point.
Real time or after?
Real time.
So in a dialogue box or something that pops up?
Right. It can be SMS.
Oh.
It can be email. They're omni-channel. So
how would Tasha know if I like to communicate via SMS?
She'll reach out first with whatever data points she has, and then she'll ask you, because that also is important with the generations we're seeing now is communicate, come where I am, versus your static display of
jump through this hoop.
Yeah.
So all right. So I go express interest. Tasha will walk me through it. So I'm interested in a job.
So at any point, you would go through the normal process.
Yep.
At any point you had a question, you could ask Tasha. She'll answer it for you. She has a knowledge base. And we're growing that knowledge base. And of course, you would build on that over time, using common inquiries, et cetera.
Yep.
Or if you hesitate at a spot, or you don't complete a action, so it might be your assessment, it might be you didn't schedule your interview, she's going to ask you why, and she's going to prompt you to get back into the journey. And if not, we're going to find out why. And that's okay. Lots of candidates stop because they're reconsidering. Maybe they don't think they're a good fit at that point. That's okay. Not every job is for every person. But we want that information so we can parlay it back into our process and our sourcing, right?
And so if Tasha says, hey, I've noticed you pause in the process, and I say, I'm not interested in making a move, or whatever common response would be from a prospect or candidate, what does Tasha then tell me or respond with? Or
thanks for your interest, and
okay.
we're here if you ever change your mind, because we have a link back to our talent network where we want to always want you to know us and have the opportunity to reach back out. Whether you're a new candidate or you're alumni, that's really important to us.
Got it. So let's say I do want to move forward. I'm like, yeah, I am interested. Tasha pops up, helps me complete my application, wherever it might be. As I move through the process, she'll continue to interact with me at some level. So you bring me on site, she will help with that process?
She will help you schedule it.
Wow.
It's fairly transactional.
Okay.
We have to be very careful with the handoff to the human being
on
site. So that is tricky, and we're constantly thinking about how to do that better.
Yep.
So it would really terminate with, showing up to that interview with the recruiter. The recruiter then will take it from there.
Got it. Is there, in terms of getting started, is there one transaction in the many transactions that happen at that point in the candidate journey that you think would be good for people to start, that feels sort of like safe and straightforward and easy?
I think the transfer from, if you have assessments, the transfer from assessment to interview is a big drop-off area for most companies. Also, the initial apply. So I've expressed some interest somewhere. It might be in the talent network. It might be I've hit the ATS, but I'm not doing anything else. They're hesitating. Why? And then getting them to that next step, whatever that might be. Meanwhile, you got to streamline your process, right?
You got to streamline your process.
In the middle of all this, we took our assessment time down by 10 minutes, and that helped too.
That helps a ton. Were you seeing that? Did you know all these drop-off rates? Like, were you seeing like, oh my gosh, we're losing huge opportunity because people just?
We measured.
Was it like blinking red?
So, one of them was 80%. Yes.
And now where is it?
Like 62.
Okay.
But
so it's improving.
It's been 2 months. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So a couple of big questions. Everyone, lots of people are concerned. Oh my gosh, what is this? I'm a recruiting coordinator. Oh my God, what's going to happen? Thoughts on that?
My answer is always, and I've said this to my team many times, who do worry about these things, it's absolutely legitimate. What jobs do you want to be doing in the future? Do you want to be scheduling an interview? I don't think that requires a knowledge worker, does it? We want machines to do certain jobs. We don't want them to do the pieces that require, that human touch. And we don't want to put that in our process. We don't want to eliminate that from our process either. So it's important. I think companies struggle with that balance, and it is a really thin line to make sure the candidate doesn't feel like we're automating for automating's sake, or your employees think that, and that you've lost that value prop of the recruiter intervention, because they absolutely add a lot to the process.
So advice for anyone who's trying to build the case to go tackle some of these things?
Honestly, if you are any sizable company, the numbers magnify so quickly, and there's such huge ROI on automating even one part of this process. From a savings perspective, think about interview scheduling. Think about all the people that have to do that. The callbacks, the exchange of time, and the losses there. Think about automating that. The numbers are exponential. The dollars just, the cash register just rings over and over and over again. Redeploy your people to do things of more significance.
In terms of redeploying, in terms of like upskilling or getting people to change their capabilities, any examples of like how that's worked well?
So one example was we focused a lot. We had the time to focus more on that recruiter role and build that model out, make it more powerful role. One area we focused, interview training. Are we excellent at interviews? Are we excellent at sourcing and really building out those skills? Spent a lot more time learning about LinkedIn. We had that time. We certified our recruiters.
There you go.
But it's amazing that time goes to other things, and we all don't have unlimited headcount. You've got to carve out the time in those jobs, and so the ROI of that and the candidate measurements, it really was a no-brainer. So it really wasn't that difficult. And there's so much opportunity to build on that in terms of what you want to put in your AI and what you don't. We're at the beginning stages. We want Tasha to be able to recommend jobs to you. She can't do that yet. There's just endless opportunity for more process automation, which I think is where a bot really makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
And then getting the candidate to a place where you can really turn them over to the right human interaction at the right time to close the deal.
So it's live now. She's live now?
Yes, 8 months.
8 months.
She's live in North America, and we will go global.
And to get, you hear a lot of people saying you got to get your processes super tight if you want something that's going to be repeatable.
Didn't do it.
Didn't need to do it.
We didn't do it.
That's kind of encouraging.
I wanted to.
That's not a prerequisite to.
I don't think so.
Huh.
I think start the interventions while you're trying to fix other things.
Got it.
And I'm a person that would rather fix things and then put the interventions in.
Yeah.
But you just don't have enough time. And if you wait till things are perfect, you're not going to see the change. So put it all together, get uncomfortable. You will be uncomfortable with all the change happening. Try to measure it as best as you can. Isolate the variables. But I don't think that's necessary.
Well, cool. This has been awesome.
Yeah,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
the time, Kelly.
Yeah.